Confidence is dangerous. It's very, very, very dangerous. Confidence is one of the most dangerous things. Because the minute an individual is a confident person, you are a walking threat to the human race because you can't be controlled. Confident people cannot be controlled because they are reprogrammed. Their minds are reprogrammed to validate themselves from within. Confident people don't look for external validation. And that makes them a threat, and that makes them very dangerous to society because people want you reliant on how they feel about you. That's how they steal your power. We're going to talk about this on the Power Masterclass May 4th. People strip you of your power when you are programmed mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually programmed to look to them for what you should be looking to God for. Instead of looking to God, you look to other people. Instead of looking to self for confidence, you're looking for an applause or a compliment from other people. As long as what you're looking for is outside of you, you have no power. That's why they don't teach confidence in schools. Because how are you going to be a number in a factory if you're confident? How are you going to be manipulated by other people in your community if you like yourself? We need to make sure you hate yourself. From the day you're born to the day you pass, we, as a society, we need to make sure that you hate yourself. Because if you hate yourself, we can control you. The minute you start liking yourself and you're confident, we can't control you anymore. That's why whenever somebody meets a confident person, they want you to submit. Now they're trying to get you to submit. Now they're challenging you. Now they're asking you questions to make you feel small. Now they are trying to push their opinions on you. I always tell people I'm a very confident person. I don't allow people to push their narratives onto me, their limitations, their stereotypes. I rarely even ask people what I should do next. Because a lot of people are trying to find that power hold over you, that anchor that they can use to keep you sturdy in place. When you're confident, they can't do that. Confidence is dangerous. It's very, very, very dangerous. What do you mean, Mel? How is confidence is dangerous, not for the confident person. Confidence is dangerous for other people. People are scared of confidence. They got fear. When they meet a confident person, they got a lot of fear. And their fear is coming from their lack of dominion over the individual. Everybody knows that if somebody is confident, you have no power over them. If somebody is confident, they have a rock solid self-concept. They're not looking to you for validation. And people know how dangerous that is. Because if somebody doesn't look to you for validation, if somebody doesn't look to you for approval, how are you going to control that person? If I'm trying to control a group and they're all insecure and they all don't like themselves and they all look for external validation, I will be able to control all of them. Because they're looking to me for an okay. But that one confident person that's in the group is going to be a threat to the group and the group leader, because that confident person doesn't need you for anything. They don't need to hear how you feel about them because they don't care. They already know what they want to do in life. They're just trying to figure out how to get there. And they'll figure out how to get there by getting a mentor, getting a spiritual mother, a spiritual father, somebody that can show them the ropes, but they don't need your yay or nay. And that's why I said confidence is dangerous, not to the confident person, but confidence is dangerous to other humans because humans are dominating. People dominate you by psychological manipulation. And even though psychological manipulation sounds super, that the word, when I say it's psychological manipulation, it sounds like, oh, wow, that sounds complicated. It's actually very, very simple. It's just people making sure that you are people making sure that you value their opinion, people making sure that you value how they feel about you, people making sure that you value what they have to say about you. As long as they can keep you there, as long as they can keep you like a valet ticket where you need to be stamped and validated, they have full dominion over you. That's why people, men and women, hate confident women. Men hate confident women because they can't control them. Men control women based on their insecurities. So the more insecure a woman is, the easier she is to control. The more confident a woman is, the harder it is to control her, because she'll just pay you dust and just walk out and leave. She doesn't need you. She doesn't care. So confidence is dangerous to men. That's why men will probably sleep with a confident woman and have sex with her and have a good time with her, but he probably won't wife her because she's going to be very difficult to control. It's going to be very hard to control her. So it's the same thing with women, how women have a hard time with confident women. Women have a hard time with confident women because women control one another, is what I feel like. When I look at women in big groups of friends, they're all controlling each other covertly. That's why when a confident woman comes into an environment full of women, the women team up to take her down because she's not like the rest. She doesn't need to fit in. She doesn't need to be their friend. She doesn't want to be their friends. She doesn't care to talk to them. She doesn't care to fit in their box. She doesn't care to have them dominate her or question her. So confidence is very dangerous to other people because people rely on psychological manipulation and they rely on their ability to control you based on your need for their approval. When you don't need somebody's approval, they're powerless. Women will always have a hard time with a confident girl. Always. Because she can't be controlled or bullied into a corner like the other girls can. So they're going to team up to take her down because she's a threat. We're going to talk about this in the Power Masterclass. When you're not confident, you have no power. If you're listening to this and you're an insecure person and you're struggling with confidence, you're powerless. Everybody else is in control of you. When you have no power, everybody's in control of you. That's what it means, because that means that you look to others for what you should be looking to God for. You look to others for what you should be going inside of your heart for. You're looking to other people to dictate your next step. So when you're not confident in yourself, people are dominating you covertly. It's the same thing even in religious settings. What do I tell you guys about religious settings? You have to find God for yourself. You need to find God by yourself in your prayer closet. You need to find God independently. So when you go into these environments, you're so confident and solidified in your relationship with God. Your relationship with God is so rock solid that you don't trip into idolatry. You don't idolize your pastors because you already have a relationship with God on your own. So they don't have the power to start doing any type of corrupt mental manipulation, spiritual abuse, or mind games. Because you're confident in yourself and you're confident in your relationship with God, which means you can't be manipulated and you can see clearer. When somebody is confident, they can see very clearly because they're not prone to manipulation. Insecure people are prone to manipulation because they're looking for something outside of themselves. They are putting how they feel about themselves in the hand of a human. So when you're confident in yourself, you're dangerous. You're dangerous. People see you as dangerous. People see you as dangerous to the staff of employees because you have a mind of your own and you don't need an okay from anybody. That's why I always tell women too, if you're a very confident woman, it's going to be very difficult to work with other women because women don't like confidence. They'll lie and say they do. Women don't like confidence. Because the minute a woman meets a woman who's confident, it makes her feel small. If you go to a workplace where there's like 15 women working in the department, if you add a confident girl as a 16th woman, all 15 of them are going to team up. All 15 of them are going to team up to tear her to shreds. Women don't like confidence. They say they do, but they don't. Because when they meet other confident women, it's a problem. Okay, same thing with men. Oh, I want a confident girl. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because when you realize that she's not constantly looking to you for the development of her self-concept, you're going to hate that. You're going to feel like you have no power because she likes herself. Regardless of her being with you or not, she still likes herself. And you don't like not having the ability to have power over her in that way. So nobody likes a confident person, by the way, men or women. Nobody likes the confident person. It's all a facade. It's a lie. Society tells people to be confident, but it's a lie. Society is actually very scared of confident people. That's why there's so much limitations in place for humans, because they don't want you discovering your power. That's why certain books are removed off the market. Certain audiobooks, they report them and take it down because it's too enlightening. The world fears enlightenment. And one of the biggest forms of enlightenment is when you get human beings to understand that your confidence is your protective shield. Your confidence is your insurance plan. When you're confident in yourself, you don't allow people to come in and corrupt your mind. Confidence is very dangerous, and that's why it's not pushed. I worked in HR for several years, so in this class, I am going to teach you guys tips, tricks, and valuable information so you can be a corporate Spartan. It is not easy working in corporate America, but if you have the right office politics and you know your rights legally, that will definitely help you have a more enjoyable experience. So this class, I will be teaching you from an HR standpoint, what to do, what not to do, and how to jump paths so that you can get the promotions that you always wanted, what to look out for and what not to look out for in office politics. Also, next class on power. Power is very, very important. This class is not about feminine power. It's about power in life and having staying power. To get through life, when you're dealing with humans, men and women, you need to learn how to make sure that you have staying power, and you need to learn how to make sure that all of the moves that you make sense so you can always be 25 steps ahead of everyone else, because life is chess, not checkers.